And good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Welcome to another RSG Lunch Stream. I'm Ranger J, 1999. Glad to have you aboard for another exciting episode of the Lunch Stream. What is the Lunch Stream? Well, the Lunch Stream is where we just hang out with you good folks for the next hour, bring you some entertainment for your day. Excuse me, for the indulgence of your work. And kind of hang out, do some roster reviews, answer some questions. If you do have a question that you would like us to answer, we try to get to many as we can. Can't get to them all, but that's okay. But we have the soulless one, Insanely Red, here.
Hello there.
And he will be scooping up your questions. So we also have the panel of RSG crew members hanging out with us today. We've got Grim the Mechanic.
Wasabi.
We've got the Stoner Jedi.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
We've got Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman.
I'm a little distracted because I just got an email from Panera Bread telling me they had a way to make my barbecue recipes more delicious. So I'm kind of distracted.
All right. Thank you for that useless bit of information, Finn. If you have any more things like that, Finn, please don't speak. And also we have the man from across the pond, Mr. Mike Hunt.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Just left the Chinese supermarket.
Then why don't you say konnichiwa?
Because I don't know what the Chinese version is.
Well, why don't you Google and learn?
It's ni hao. Ni hao is hello. Ni hao.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Because I thought that the Chinese, the Japanese just stole the Chinese language.
No, that's wrong.
And then played around with it.
No.
Okay. No?
Oh,
all I know is Fang Gua Lo, which isn't very nice.
Okay. Mike, please mute yourself, get your supplies, and then when you get your tea and everything, you can come back and play.
Why do those Mongolians always got to break down the city wall?
Goddamn shitty Mongolians try to take down my city wall.
I could sing the Monty Python, I like Chinese.
No.
No. Hi, Chumaran.
All right, someone...
Nihama.
No.
Nihama Tacha.
Good Lord. They're putting you guys in penalty boxes or something. I swear to God. Welcome to the lunch stream. You can see we're off to rousing success with racist overtones already. That being said, again, go ahead and get your questions in. We will be doing a roster review. Make sure if you're watching this, if you haven't subscribed already, please do. Helps the channel grow. Helps us, helps us grow. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do. Just make sure that it's constructive. If you're an ass clown, as I've always said, the only ass clowns allowed are me and the rest of the crew. So we'll just delete it and move on. If you want, you give us a thumbs up. That really helps support us. And we've got the Patreon. And Finn, how are we looking on the Patreon?
All right. So, little update on the Patreon for you guys. So the way Patreon is set up, we give things out monthly, right? And so we're coming close to the end of July. So the new tiers of Patreon will officially be live on August 1st. But for all of the Patreons that are currently signed up, so for all of our patrons at the end of July, we will be giving them something. But August 1st, we will be giving monthly things to our VIPs. We have tiered the VIPs in our Discord, so all of our VIPs in those Discords will get something monthly. And then as well, we will begin the tiered Patreon as well. So we appreciate all the support and the interest you guys have in doing that. And so we hope you guys enjoy the stuff that we're kind of giving away monthly for you.
That's right. That's science. Now, Finn, you put out a video recently about mods, which has been doing really well. And people are just bombarding me. When's Finn's going to put out another video, man? Finn, when are we going to put out another video so I can tell these people something? Give me something, Finn.
So I'm working on a video right now. So here's kind of what happened. I had a couple of videos that I was working on, but then they put that post up about the mods. And so I tried to quickly put out that mod video because that was kind of time sensitive compared to the other content. And so I am working on another countering the meta video in beating one of the more common teams that is appearing on the metas of a lot of teams on a lot of shards right now. Hint, it includes Jedi. And so beating that Hint Jedi team is what the video is going to be on. So I'm working on that video right now. Like I said, I got a little bit distracted with that. I've been working on the Twinkie spam video as well. It's all been recorded. All the stuff has been recorded. I'm just kind of splicing it together. But it's another one of those things that real life has kind of hit me a little bit, because I got a promotion at the end of last week. So I've been trying to get stuff ready for that. And then I just got emailed by my boss that they're trying to look to promote me again within like soon. So I'm working on work stuff right now as well in order to make sure I can make more monies. So I'm working on those videos, and at least one by the end of this week, if not 2 videos. One will be the countering the meta, and then the other one is the spam Twinkie.
Is the answer soon?
Yes, soon. TM.
So we have no idea is what I have to tell folks. Thanks, friend.
No. By Friday, you know what? I'll say it right now. Friday will be the counting the meta video. I'll give you guys a specific date. Friday, at 5 p.m. How about that? I will give you a specific time. Friday, 5 p.m. will be the counting the meta video.
Okay, there we go. All right, so there you go. Quit sending me the messages. And if you have messages, just send them to Finn.
Yes. And if you guys have ideas for other videos and stuff that you want to see, let me know. There's a lot of content on YouTube, right? And a lot of it is just overlapping. When a new character comes out, there's freaking like 50 videos that talk about that one character. And the other part, maybe I don't necessarily appreciate it as much. There's a lot of videos about how you can use your 7-star Bastila in order to do raids. And it's like, you know what? Most people don't have 7-star Bastilas. And people that are getting a 7-star Bastila probably are at the point where they're doing heroic Sith anyways. So I personally don't find those kind of videos super helpful. So I'm trying to come up with videos that most people are going to be interested in. So if you guys have ideas, obviously being the community, and we try to listen to you guys for those, if you guys have things that you want to see, let me know. We're always trying to get ideas for videos. We have a few things that we're working on right now. And so if there is something, let us know. We will do our best to get you guys those videos. That's always what we are trying to do.
You could do a Newt lead.
Yes, because everyone is clamoring for a Newt lead, because as soon as something good with Newt happens, you know what's going to happen, right, Mike? Right?
Yep. They're going to nerf him.
They're going to nerf him. So that video is going to be relevant for all of one day.
That geezer was like 9 foot tall originally. He's now 4'2".
What? What did you say?
What? Good afternoon.
All right, let's get into the mod review. Today we are the roster review. And what's going on with my internet? Oh, there it is. Okay, today we are doing DKW 1121's profile, and they are in Raiders Haven. OR Raiders Haven.
Haven. And it's his in-game name is that right?
DKW 1121.
So up there is the SWGOH username. If you scroll down where it says player info, you can see his in-game name.
Oh, well, it was...
Is that right with the W?
Is that right? Okay, there we go. All right, and Dr. Finn, what are we looking for today in this roster review?
So he is looking for a focus on the Sith grade, and so he wants to know which characters he should focus his gear on. He has some tunes that he can take either to gear 11 or gear 12, and he's trying to figure out how to maximize his mods in order to stay in top 50 in Arena. So those are some of the main things, and as well where he should put his Zetas next. And he says the OR stands for Outer Rim. It's Outer Rim Raiders Haven. So that's the OR in OR Raiders.
Okay. I was not aware. Okay, so someone wants to look at his mods and his arena team. I'm going to start breaking down characters, and we can get this ball going.
I'm looking at his Night Sisters right now.
And how are they?
They're pretty nice. He's got Ventress at gear 12, Talzin at 7-star gear 11, Night Sister Acolyte at 7-star gear 11, Old Daka at 7-star gear 10, Talia at 5-star gear 11, and Night Sister Zombie at 6-star gear 8.
All right, so we're looking here. So first thing that's sorry to interrupt you, Graham. BB-8 taking to gear 12.
And add the multi.
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, you can do it with Gear 11, but that whole Jedi Training Ray team goes so much better once you add the multi-tool on him after Gear 12. So he should be a focus. He's also at that kind of critical juncture. He has a Gear 11 Scavenger Ray. He has a Gear 11 Resistance Trooper. Which direction does he go?
I would do
Voltron.
Well, I mean, that's the answer for everything.
Yeah, I would go.
They're both Gear 11. I mean, I think Scavenger Ray does some disgusting damage especially once you get her to Gear 12.
She is such a gear whore for Gear 12.
She is, and I mean, the best, the quickest answer, shorter, more seductive, is Resistance Trooper.
And there's trade-offs to what Ranger is saying, right? So Scavenger Ray will do a lot of damage. She is a damage-dealing machine. The benefit of Resistance Trooper is that you get a little bit more control, because after BB-8 puts all those buffs on everyone, if Nihilus goes, he steals all of those buffs, and you need to dispel. And if you've already used a turn meter reduction from Jedi Training Ray, you don't have any other dispel on the team. So that's the benefit of Resistance Trooper. He gives you that additional dispel of all of the buffs that go on there. And one of the buffs is speed up, so you don't want Nihilus to necessarily have that. With your team, what I'm noticing is that there is a gap almost as to who your 5th characters will be. Your Hermit Yoda's at 5-star. I don't see Visas Mars 3-star level 1 Gear 1, so you haven't worked on her, so she's not going to be eligible to be your 5th. And then where's Barris? Barris is Gear 11 with a Zeta on your unique, so you can potentially run Barris as your 5th until you get Scavenger Ray. Barris is going to be an RNG play for Phase 1. I'm also not sure where your guild is in Heroic Sith. If they already have it on farm, right, then and it looks like 115, so it's questionable that they have it on farm. It's possible. They're right around that area where some of the teams are hitting, so I don't know if he's in chat or not. I know he was going to try, but Barris is the 5th that you're probably going to use in that team until you can get Scavenger Ray Gear 12. If you don't have Scavenger Ray Gear 12, the team doesn't do nearly as much damage, and then pump out that, if you haven't seen this, Skeltrix's video on Phase 1 with the Jedi Training Ray team with Resistance Trooper and Jedi Training Ray, it's kind of the gold standard of the videos to watch in terms of that team. But if you don't have a Gear 12 Jedi Training Ray, the team doesn't really pump out that same amount of damage, and your Barris ends up working a little bit better. And for that, you want to just make sure that you're giving yourself a little bit of time in order to do RNG runs with that. So Jedi Training Ray, R2, BB-8, get to Gear 12, add the multi-tool. Resistance Trooper, get him to Gear 12. And then Barris as your 5th would probably be your Phase 1 squad.
Alright, I'm looking at a 7-star Wampa and a 5-star Hermit Yoda. So eventually for Phase 2, keep farming your Hermit Yoda, because having both of those is the
Mike,
team.
mute!
Mike, you son of a...
Well, what did they do?
We can hear the
air
traffic.
conditioner or your breeze or something.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just taking a drive down the countryside. Screw the string.
Mike.
God.
See, the only way we won't complain about the car noises is if he starts driving a Ferrari, because then that's music.
Well, I mean, that's different, but he ain't driving a damn Ferrari. So the JTR team, that's a little bit what you can work on there. Phase 2, once you get your Hermit Yoda, the Wampa team that we've discussed is one that you can go with. The other team is the Shotgun Ray team with Admiral Thrawn. Leia team, sorry. That you can run. Let's look at your first order. Let's see here. Pretty much you're solid on there. Gear 11. Get your first order Stormtrooper Gear 11. I've got them all Gear 12, and I can tell you, having them all Gear 12 is a good route to go. But definitely get first order Stormtrooper gear, at least Gear 11. That team could be another viable option for you for Phase 2. Since you don't have the Wampa Yoda team yet, you can use the other team and this team to do some really good significant damage in Phase 2. Phase 3 for Chex Mix. I think he's got what he needs. I saw he had Han and Luke. Let's see. Trail Troopers. Oh yeah, Death Troopers gear 12. Very nice. Get your Shore Trooper to gear 11. And you can also get your Magma Trooper up to gear 11. That's an additional piece. Because if you're taking Death Trooper out of the equation to go do the Chex Mix team, having that
Chirruta's gear is 10, though.
Yeah, got to get him to gear 11. So those 4 you need, you got pretty much just get Chiruta to gear 11, and you should be good to go for the Chex Mix team.
Liquid Magma.
What the hell? Is that Grande?
Well, that's kind of a big deal.
Oh, boom, shakalaka. That's right.
God damn it, Grande! Why do you have to come in and just be you? Why can't you be like, I don't know, like Mr. Rogers or something? Like, hey, everybody.
Hey, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be actually?
And we all know Grande's neighborhood is a big deal.
It is.
And if you ever actually watch Mr. Rogers, he says it's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, not in the neighborhood.
Thank you for the update, Grande. Jesus Christ.
Just so you know, it's a beautiful day.
Yes, there's a great documentary out there right now about Mr. Rogers. I haven't been able to find it here locally, but
you realize that the whole show is based on the premise that he hoards little people in his living room, right?
No,
I just
that's
want to
not.
throw that out there. Like the whole premise is that he has a little farm of little people inside of his living room, and we all celebrate it. I just want to make sure that you all realize that.
Yeah, but he's Mr. Rogers, and you were no Mr. Rogers, Finn.
Is one of the little
Correct.
people
I do not
called
imitate
Sweet?
He did what he did to bring tolerance and understanding and to help kids and stuff like that. You just sleep with your Porg and Ewok because you're demented. So there's a big difference.
Free. They're free.
Are we talking about Buck Rogers in the 25th century?
Oh my God, poor is that right? We're just like completely derailing his whole roster.
Can I tell you too that he's the original puppet master?
Oh, master of
puppets are pulling the strings. Okay, we have to go back to it. Right.
Sorry, I totally derailed the freaking roster.
Yes.
I just saying hello.
Yeah, I know, but we can't help but be distracted by the big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Just read out his name, you'll get another review.
I think if we say Grande's name 5 times, he appears behind you with that stupid shit in his grin. Like, hi, buddy, I'm here, Grande Bro. Like, ah!
If you say my name 5 times and you click your heels, I will just appear.
Beetlejuice.
What?
The words of Grande Patron cannot be trusted and do not reflect the views of the rest of the Reality Skewed Gamers live stream.
That's the disclaimer we have to live by now.
That's right.
All right, so just going back to is that right? Sorry,
so he's pretty much got the pieces there. Looks like he's got a first one's right there where he's fine. He's working on Hermit Yoda for the second phase team. He's got First Order pretty much locked in. GTR needs a little bit get them to gear 12 first for that phase 1 team.
Well,
with BB-8.
So with his phase 3 team, right? He has the characters. They're not modded correctly. So
well, let's get into some mods. So
his Han
give him
Solo,
an idea
for
of what
example.
teams he needs to focus it on. I think he's already doing that because I've seen that he's got Wampa 7 stars, and I could tell that he's working on Hermit Yoda, which is really, really good.
Yes.
So it's just a matter of, what are the little things? Because it looks like he's farming the right stuff, and it's just a matter of him staying on target, focusing, what he's doing. So he's fine on First Order. He's, Night Sisters needs some work. Store Trooper and the Trooper team just needs some gear 11, maybe Magma Trooper. But the first thing his priority is get BB-8 to gear 12. Magma Trooper.
So the other thing you can do in phase 3, right? So it depends on where your guild is, and if you're trying to beat Heroic Sith, it wouldn't hurt for you to work on a second phase 3 team. And that second team is a Rebel Officer Leia Organa team. And I see that you have her 7-star, so a lot of your guild will hopefully have her at 7-star. So if you guys can coordinate as a guild, get everyone to start working a little bit on their Rebel Officer Leia. Now, the way, again, I'm just going to summarize it briefly. I've gone through it in other lunch streams. But essentially, the way it works is that you use Rebel Officers Leia Organa, you use a standalone, and then you use her special that does 11 hits, but you do that once you have toppled Traya. And so you make a team with Rebel Officer Leia, as well as 4 other attackers. Doesn't really matter who. They're just in there for the standalone. You try to get their offense stat as high as possible. But before the Rebel Officer Leia team, you run another squad that basically goes in there, kills 2 of the lightsabers, and leaves another one just barely alive, so that you can come in with your Rebel Leia team, kill that last lightsaber, go ahead and topple Traya, and then use the standalone and the special. So it's a little bit of it's like an additional team that you can use in Phase 3. Depending on where you push your Leia, you can get an additional about 0.5% to 1% with that team pretty easily. And sometimes that's all you really need, because your Chex Mix can get about 4% fairly easily. 5% requires a little bit of RNG, and sometimes you're going to get a little frustrated, and you can even push 6% if you have really high characters and mods correctly. So just another potential team for Phase 3 as well.
All right, and how are we looking on mods?
Mods are interesting. He's focused his mods largely on his arena team, but they're still kind of scattered. So he has some on like his Kenobi, right? But Kenobi really doesn't need to be fast. He's also not on your arena team, so that's a mod maybe you want to move. Going to the Sith raid, for example, you don't really, in Phase 3 in particular, CLS, POW, Death Trooper, and Chirrut. They don't need a lot of speed. They need specific speeds. And we have a link if you want to just message me on the RSG Discord. I can give you that basically you can go in there and like see what exact speeds you need in order to get the timing of your Chex Mix team correct. Sure. But really, they need plus offense, flat stat secondaries, and if you can, an offense set. And I saw that you're running an offense set on your Han. You don't want an offense set on your Han. In fact, you want a crit damage set with the crit damage triangle, which you do have. That is what you want on your Han for Phase 3, not offense. So just in terms of modding your arena team, your speed mods are a little bit scattered. If you want to run Jedi Training Rey, that's fine. It looks like you're able to get into the top 50 with her, with Enfys Nest and Thrawn. You may want to put another tank on that team. I know Enfys Nest is really nice. You may want to replace her with Kenobi or something like that, just so you have that tank. But you want to focus your mods a little bit, and then go from there. So. Yeah, I mean his mods aren't too bad. They're a little bit scattered off his arena team, but then for Sith Raid, it's going to require a good amount of, I think, of moving mods around in order to properly mod them. There. In terms of number of mods, his first page ends at plus 12 speed secondary, so he has a good number of speed sets. In terms of speed secondaries, he also he's a little light. Looks like
it could use a little bit of work.
Yeah, and especially before the update, I would start farming some speed mods while you can in order to try and get the extra bonus.
That's right. Oh, Tix McVenom is watching us. She says, hi, Graham and Finn. No, she didn't say hi, Ranger.
Yeah, well, she's mad at
Hi, Grande. Yeah. She basically said, F you. She basically said,
well, Grande, you have done that yourself, Grande.
Well, Grim and I said hi to her in the chat. That's why she's saying hi to us. Did you say hi to her in the chat?
I'm a little busy right now, running the stream and stuff.
Well, there you go. See, you can't things can't just get handed to you. I know you're a big deal and you're used to that, but
Grande's different. I mean, I can't speak for Grande. I can only speak on behalf of myself.
Oh, and just to add something to the Phase 3 team. So Last Skywalker makes a good point, right? you want a leader that provides you extra damage for that Rolo team that I was mentioning. So you don't want Rolo in there. Ideally, you're using a Wedge or a Boba lead if you're not using Boba in Phase 2.
Or Lando.
Oh yeah, or Lando.
Or Voltron!
Someone that increases your damage. And so you're looking either Wedge, Lando, Boba, someone like that. An attacker that has a lead ability that increases your damage as part of that Rolo squad. That actually does the standalone, not the cleanup squad you put in before.
All right. Sith looked pretty damn good, too. He's got Darth Sign 6 stars, Gear 9.
I might switch to that team.
I would. I know he's got Palp 12, Vader 12, Nihilus 12, Science 9 6 stars. Jesus, you could do some damage with that team, brother. If you want to switch, I'm not going to go into it with you now, but I mean, if you do want to make a switch with us, get with us in Discord, man. I think you could run that team. With
Does he have EP's lead Zeta?
I don't know. I haven't looked at his Zetas. Could someone look at
We have to look at his Zetas because he asked about his Zeta priority, but I did check and he does have Palpatine leads.
Oh, of course, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he isn't using it because that, top 50 easily in Arena with that, with an EP lead.
Absolutely.
That means more crystals for you to get in top 50 at least.
Tit says she's very scared that you're going to be very mean to her on our mod review for her Grande.
I'll be nice. I'm not ripping into his mods. I like his mods.
No,
he just needs
Tit
to
said that. She's scared.
No, I know. I'm saying she doesn't have to be scared. I wasn't ripping into it. His mods are
Stop with the anticipation. If you'll just prepare and you'll relax, make sure you drink a lot, it'll be fine.
Grande.
What?
Grande.
Is it a Bill Cosby? Is it a Bill Cosby drink that you want her to drink, Grande?
No, Grande. No. Oh, Finn.
Finn went right there.
Oh my
I'm
God.
talking about,
this drink's a whamma jamma blamma zamma.
It'll relax you through your whole roster review.
Infinity, stop, bro. Come on now. This is McVinnum. It's like my kid's sister.
Well, you're very mean to your kid's sister,
I didn't say what you would do after it. I mean, as far as I know, you're going to write Pen 15 on her forehead. I mean,
so let me tell you, my father has a saying, right? Gosh, he's got some great sayings. And one of his sayings is, you can dread something for a long time and then you can do it, or you can just cut out the dread and get it done.
Let's see.
Don't dread. Don't get all wiggy on us about it. It's just we're gonna be fine. We don't sit there and give people crap about their other ones. And besides, when I gave you crap about your mods before, I did it in private.
That saying also has some bad implications with reference to the roofie drink. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And Judge Dredd is a different franchise.
What?
Huh?
What, Mike?
I said Judge Dredd is a different franchise.
Oh, I see what you did there. Stop it. Don't do that anymore, Mike.
All right. So, is that right? His Zetas. He has double Zeta Asajj. He has a Zeta on Barris. He has Roll with the Punches on BB-8.
Good.
He has Defines All Things on CLS.
Sure.
He has Vader lead, Palpatine lead, Finn lead, First Order Stormtrooper, Veers, Thrawn Ebb and Flow, Tarkin, Han Solo, Hermit Yoda Strength Flows, Kylo Ren Outrage, double Zeta on Kylo Ren Unmasked,
Good.
double Zeta on R2, Leader on Jedi Training Rey, and then Savage.
Nice.
I mean, you're missing Scion and you're missing Nihilus. Scion in particular, if you want to run that team.
If you're going to run that team, those are your next priority Zetas. If not, then you could go... I didn't hear Plague Bearer for the Night Sisters.
He doesn't have Mother Talzin. Yeah, he doesn't have any on Mother Talzin. The other thing, and I want to go back to his roster, I'm wondering if he's using the Jedi Training Rays in an attempt to try and beat those Emperor Palpatine teams a little bit, because then potentially a Zeta on Bastila may be worth it if it can help him in Arena. But his rest of his Jedi need to be kind of up to par. So he's worked on Bastila. She's gear 8, level 85. He has Kenobi. He has Grandmaster Yoda at gear 11, which is fine. He has a Hermit Yoda at gear 10, 5-star, which is actually fine. He doesn't have really an attacking Jedi. that's leveled up. So you need to work on your Anakin or your Ezra or your Ayla Sakura, who's not even unlocked, it looks like. So, yeah, I wouldn't do the Zeta on Bastila yet, but potentially, if you're facing a lot of Emperor Palpatine teams and you're having difficulty against that, you may want to consider leveling up Bastila and some of your Jedi in order to do a counter against that.
All right.
Well, he does have a Gear 11 4-star Emphas Nest, so if he can make her really fast, that's a easy counter to EP. Unfortunately,
difficult if they're running a Vader though. That's the only problem.
Yeah. All right. I think we are good to go. If you have any more questions, DKW, come into our Discord, and we will get you hooked up. But I think you're on the right path, my friend. You're doing some good stuff there. Just got to do the tweaking here and there, and I think you'll be fine. Absolutely. All right, Dr. Finn, that's our roster review. It's now time for questions. Sandy's been scooping them up. I'm sure we have 8.
Well, I had one surprise for you guys.
What?
So
What?
We try to do something fun, right?
What?
We try to do something fun, and we try to be educational here. So,
right.
I downloaded an app, and it's a fact of the day type app.
Okay.
So I wanted to give you guys 2 facts of the day, and I figured we could talk about it.
Sure.
And then people will have facts of the day that they can then tell people at work, because this is a lunch stream. So, the first fact of the day: did you know that the international telephone dialing code for Antarctica is 672?
I did not know that.
Well, there you go. So now you have that little tidbit of information. 672 is the international dialing code for Antarctica. So you can just ask some random people there and just pretend like you know it because we just mentioned it.
Wow.
And then,
speaking of Antarctica, did you know that there are no penguins at the North Pole and no polar bears at the South Pole?
Right, because all penguins only are in the southern hemisphere and polar bears are in the northern hemisphere.
That's right.
That's science.
And Atlantis is underneath all the ice in the South
No,
Pole.
that's wrong.
Along with Bobby Ewing.
Oh, God.
And did you also know that of is spelled UV?
Okay, now we're getting off track. What's the next tip?
Okay, and then the second one is: did you know that an ostrich's eye is actually bigger than its brain?
Oh, holy crap.
It has to be because...
That's science right there, baby.
Yeah.
Yep. So there are your 2 facts of the day.
Can I add one?
Oh, God.
No, Mike. Oh, God.
87.45% of all statistics are made up on the spot.
That's not... No, Mike.
No?
All right. Let's go to questions.
Well, Tits wants to know which one has the White Walkers. Well, Tits, that's a whole nother universe. It has nothing to do with our planet.
That would be the North.
No, that would be the South, right?
They're everywhere.
Oh, no, you're right, the North, because we'd have the wall and everything, so it's, yeah.
Up to north.
Yeah, we'll send Grande up there to confirm.
They're just past Watford.
I can see, you see Magic Grande with the White Walkers like, hey, everybody, I'm Grande Patrol, what's up? And they're like...
They all start bowing down to him.
They'd be like, oh, Lord. He's here
What
again.
pretty blue eyes you have.
It's like, hey, let's do some jokes. And then they all disintegrate because his jokes are so bad. They're all bad jokes.
I'd be like, have you guys heard my dad jokes? They're awesome. And they'd be like...
Then one guy just turns to the Night King. He's like, do we have to listen to it? Yes, he's kind of a big deal. And then they just listen.
Boom, shakalaka. That's
all
what I'm
right.
saying.
Sanely, save us from Grande. Let's get some questions.
Nathaniel Miller, question: is it just me, or has RNG been preventing Zetas from dropping?
I was 0 of 4 yesterday, so I'm going to say
I had gone 3 days with nothing. I thought it was going to be a 4th, and then I got 2 on the last pool. So, yeah, it's been pretty brutal.
I'm 0 on the last 3, but what's interesting that I find is that my alt gets 4 ship ability omegas virtually each time. whereas my main account, maximum I'll get is 2.
But like me, I got 1 in the last 5 challenges, and then I got 2 ship Omegas and 2 regular Omegas and 1 drop yesterday. So I was like, I'd rather take those than the Zetas at this point.
Not me. I'll
Yeah.
take Zetas every day and all day.
Don't clean those shoes,
of
mate.
course.
Well, last one I got 4 ship Omegas and 4 Zetas, so I'm happy.
But yeah, it's been a little thin of the old.
Paul Morgan,
Zeta
question: what Galactic Republic reinforcement should be first for leveling up on a Mace capital ship?
Plo Koon.
Clone Sergeant.
Clone
Clone Sergeant,
Yeah, I like Plo Koon then Clone Sergeant, if anything, because it speeds up the team.
Yep, same thing.
Oh,
with me.
Clone Sergeant is your tank, your taunter.
Hell, screw that. You got
True,
him barring
but
in
Plo
your
can
starting
taunt
lineup,
under.
man. You got first reinforcement with the Beck. I want Plo Koon. And then I can watch when he
plus
explodes. I always remember Revenge of the Sith that he died in his ship, and it makes me happy.
Plus, he has his own mechanic to taunt himself. Speeds up the team. One of the fastest ships in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Grande.
Oh God.
yeah.
Why didn't the toilet paper cross the road?
Why not?
It got stuck in a crack.
Woo, that's awesome.
That was all Tits McVenom. she put that joke
That's
for you.
dad joke material right
My
there.
God. Oh my God.
She might not be here with us on the voice chat, but she's here with us in the chat.
She's always with
I
us.
love that joke. I love that joke.
Is this what we're gonna be doing? Dad jokes? Is this what we're doing now? Is that what's
Oh
happening?
yeah. Hey Grande, come up with some tomorrow. We'll do Dad joke Wednesday.
Man, but
Ooh.
I can't do tomorrow because Wednesday's our weekly meeting at the office, and because the movers are coming to our house to start packing.
Fine. We'll do it Thursday then. You want to do it Thursday?
I don't know when I can. My schedule is not my own for like a month.
Damn it.
Let's do it Friday so I can be home.
I can't do a lot of planning in like the next couple of weeks.
Well, take some time off on Friday.
Bro,
Take a half day on Friday. Join us.
no way.
Take 30 minutes on Friday.
It's not gonna work. I'd love for it to, but it's just not my schedule is just not my own. I don't know what else to say.
I know exactly what you mean, bro.
Yeah. It's just McVenom. Tits, give Grande some time off. Let's get to the next question.
Yeah.
Don't they know who he is?
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
The Last Skywalker question: what's the stance regarding buying gray mods from the shop? I like CD primary on a CD set mod.
What's the point in buying?
Why are we buying gray mods to begin with?
Right.
Never. I would never recommend that someone buy gray mods. Ever.
Except
it's
maybe
a waste
speed
of credits,
primary
yeah.
arrows at the beginning.
Right. I can see those.
Yeah,
Those are pretty.
speed primary arrows, and that's it.
Anything else? No.
Or potentially, I mean, I'm not saying it for like end game players, but like the crit damage triangles, those are pretty rare to come by if you're still hunting for triangles.
You can farm those pretty easy. I mean, they come fairly regularly.
Yeah, I mean, like
I would just farm challenges instead of buying a gray crit damage triangle. I mean, you're better off saving your credits at that point and buying a blue triangle that has a speed secondary or an offense secondary.
Oh my God! Everyone's doing goddamn dad jokes in chat. I'm turning off chat.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I like Andrew Sweeney. So Grande, why was the midget kicked out of the nudist colony?
Why was the midget kicked out of the nudist colony? I have no idea.
He kept putting his nose in everyone's business.
Oh, that's perfect! That is perfect!
Really.
That's awesome.
for the record, that was not a dad joke.
It was a perverted dad joke.
That's one of those dirty jokes that's really good, though, because but you're right, it's not a dad joke.
Neo Venom 2 question: do you think it would be a good idea when they hopefully do a Grievous rework, they release his fighter and capital ship as well, We could only use one at a time.
I think we kind of chopped that one up a few weeks back, like where we debated whether he would be a crew member as opposed to like a capital ship commander. You know what I mean? I think he'd be more of a single ship as opposed to like a capital ship.
Yeah.
They're not going to bring out one character that has 2 ships. As cool as that is, that's not. I just don't see that in the cards.
Yeah, I don't see them because when he was like a fleet commander, it was like one of the earlier episodes in the first season of Clone Wars. So I don't see that coming to life now as far back as that is, right? And I mean, like, his ship's already in game. All he got to do is just add a kit to it.
Paul Morgan, question: What is the timeline for heroic Sith raid for a 90 million GP guild to defeat the raid?
Depends on your roster.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by timeline. Are you looking at how long it should take you before you beat it, or are you looking at a schedule for the raid itself?
It's probably how long it's going to take his guild to get there.
I mean, you can do it at 90, so you have to work together as a guild in order to do it. So the first thing you need is at least about 20 Jedi training raid teams. And as long as you have those, all 20 people need to be working on that Jedi training raid team. So you have to collectively get those 20 people to work together on that. Another phase that only requires about 20 people is going to be phase 3. So whoever is not working on the Jedi training raid team, and you want to see how many people have the Chex Mix team for phase 3. And so hopefully you have some people that have it done already, because they're fairly common characters now, with CLS, Han, Chirrut, Death Trooper, and Pow maybe your one exception. But whoever is working on the Chex Mix, you want to get 20 people assigned to working on their Chex Mix team and making sure that they're Gear 12, and you have offense, flat offense mods, and even potentially offense set mods. Whatever it is, you want to get a group together to work on the Chex Mix team. You also need a group to work on their Night Sisters and see how many you have in the guild and how many you need. Night Sisters, you can potentially get away with only needing about 10 teams, because Night Sisters can do about 10% on Darth Nihilus. And you don't have to worry about Scion and Traya. That's pretty much just a Zerg with the rest of your roster. So all you need is about 10 Night Sister teams in order to take out Darth Nihilus. But you need the people with those working on it. And then phase 2 is a little bit of a group thing where everyone needs to start working on a squad in order to do damage, whether it's Leia, whether it's the Machine Gun Leia team, whether they're farming Wampa in order to do the Wampa team, whatever it is, First Order, Imperial Troopers. It depends on how collectively your guild wants to work together in terms of getting the Sith raid. And you can potentially get it done before you even hit 100 million if everyone works together.
Right. Yeah, like phase 2 is the one you can stretch out the most. Like you can use most, like you can use like Imperial Troopers, Phoenix Squad, Ewoks, whatever you need to help fill in that phase 2 damage, along with throwing the sink at phase 4. Everything else, I totally agree with.
But here's the thing: is most people don't have their GP set up that way, so it's gonna take them some time.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, more than likely, you're going to need to be about 110 to 120 mil to actually get it done.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's starting to, like, slip through the cracks that you at least need 100 mil, right? Because, I mean, there's been, like, what, 1 or 2 guilds with right above 100 million GP that have cleared it, and I haven't heard anything other than over 100,000, so, or 100 million, sorry.
Over 1,000?
9,000 Grande.
Over 300?
Oh God.
What was the one from the Mature show? The 8,999.
Tenebrous question: how does CG set the territory war matchups? I understand it has to do with locked in GP. But we are a 70 million GP guild, and this week we have to face a 100 million GP guild. This kind of thing happens to us a lot.
So the only thing that matters, what they really compare is They compared the galactic power of your cups, your Coruscant Underworld Polices, to the other guild's Coruscant Underworld
Grande.
Oh man.
So how many teams how many teams are you putting in your territory? So that's the first thing. If you're not putting 25, right? Even though the guild may have 100 million GP, if it's less than 25, then that means they didn't join full, which means they're missing people. So their effective sign-up GP is.
If you miss one, it's still 25. By the way.
Yeah, it's every 2 drops it by 1. So actually, yeah, every 2 will drop it roughly by 1, and it'll give you an idea about how many people the other team is missing. So that's part of it. The other thing is, Carrie mentioned it in our interview with her a while ago, which is that even though they're not giving away like the exact formula for it, and I'm sure they're constantly kind of tweaking it, but it's largely based on the GP of the guild that is signed up, the average GP of the player, and then the standard deviation of those players. So they're looking for guilds that have a similar average GP players that are signed up, as well as how close they are to that average. So probably somewhere along the lines, they just dropped a bunch of people and the stats just kind of got close. That's probably what happened. It's unfortunate because we know that even though the average may come down a little bit and the number goes down, it doesn't really balance out the difference in squads.
We're buffering.
Yeah.
Too many dad jokes for Ranger.
Dad jokes broke the YouTubes.
I like dad jokes.
Here's one for you, Grande. How do you make holy water?
All right.
We're back. No. Now
you
it's
boil the hell out of it.
It's back. Give it a second.
Okay.
Little hiccup.
Boil it out of it.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. So I don't know where it left off. But essentially, it's looking at the signed up GP, the average GP of the players, and then the standard deviation amongst the players in terms of how far away from the mean they are. They create a formula based on that. So it might just be an unfortunate thing where there just happened to be that they're all like they dropped enough people that the average kind of comes down, the standard deviation is low, and then it's just probably unfortunate. So,
I mean, even the top tier guilds though, like we get like MC2 gets mismatched with people that are having like 5-10 million GP higher than us, and at the end of the day, it's just your formula, right? I mean, it's constantly changing.
Well,
and
5 to 10 is something that I would say is acceptable in some cases, but I mean, we know what 5 to 10 million like feels like. But if you look at it in terms of what it actually is, right? 10% is, 10 million ends up being somewhere around like an 8% variance versus like a 5 million, which is like a 4% variance when you're at like 110 million, or if once you get to like 150 million, like, so it makes sense that there's some kind of variance in that 5 to 10 million range. 70 to 100 is ridiculous.
Right.
And that would largely probably be because they didn't sign up for full. And then when you don't have full guilds, it messes up all of the stats. Because there's not much you can do with it. We know that if there is like 25 people that have like, I'll just say 4 million GP, right? If it's a 4 million GP per person in a 25-person guild, you're going to get 100 million. But that's going to be a lot worse than 100 million with 50 people where everyone's averaging 2. Because 4 million are going to have like everybody maxed out. They're going to have max mods. They're going to be like gear 12, maybe even gear 12 plus. You're going to have a hard time beating any of their teams, let alone 25 people's worth. So the numbers never translate evenly. So, I mean, we know what it is. It's hard to formulate that when you have so much variance with that.
Right, and he's talking about like a 30 million GP difference, and that was like months ago when they did the switch around and reworked Territory Wars. Like the 30 million GP difference was.
Hey, did you know that kids love my dad jokes?
I love your dad jokes. What the hell?
So I'm a kid. Yay.
They just know that's how I roll.
My 7-month-old loves your dad jokes, Grande.
Yeah.
I still love what's brown and sticky.
What's brown and sticky?
A stick.
A stick. Hey, Mike, how do you count cows? With a calculator.
I don't like stairs. They're always up to something.
Oh my god.
What would you do for a Klondike bar? Next question.
Tis is just, we know Tis would just steal it.
What's a cow's favorite vitamin? Calcium.
Next question. God damn it, we need another question.
Contingent 33, question with squad arena credits. When all the characters are farmed, would you rotate between prestige and credits or focus on one or the other?
Prestige. Prestige until all your capital ships are maxed out, and then you have a stash for another capital ship that's coming.
Yeah, I totally agree, because you always have a good source of credit income, and as long as you're sitting on a good hearty amount like 10 million, you don't need to farm credits out of the arena store, because you're just kind of delaying your farm for the prestige, right? I buy the prestige as soon as I can every day, and I've been working on all 3 capital ships as far as Chimera, Tarkin, and Akbar. The more you put into more capital ships, the more benefit you're getting for territory wars too. So.
Okay, Nathaniel Miller, question. Anyone else notice that the daily hard note achievement is bugged? I just ran a couple mod battles and they got me the hard note achievement.
I haven't paid attention because I always do hard notes anyways. I don't know.
Can you read the question again? Was it ships PvE?
No, it was for the mod battles.
Huh, that's strange. Yeah, it's been a while since I've had to do one of those too, so.
Wait, the mod battles?
That's what it says.
The mod battles got him credit for what? The hard notes?
Yeah.
Huh.
Huh, that's weird.
Well, we have suspected that they're working on something for the reinforcement mats, right? So, or the upgrade slicing mats or something. And they did an update at the end of last week that kind of broke some of the mods anyway. So maybe it broke the mods table.
I was just about to say that. And so it beginneth.
Yes. The breaking of the game in order to fix it. Yes. Next question.
What else? 73 question. How do you know Atlantis and Bobby Ewing aren't under the ice if you haven't been there? Science.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, exactly. He is there. I told you. You heard it here first. Science.
The last Skywalker question. Mike Hunt, what was your thoughts after seeing my GK sync with a Nest, Han, Leia, and Boba lead?
It got me thinking. It did. I might actually. I can't remember the last time that I did phase 1 of a heroic tank, and it's like, ooh. I might not use all the tunes he used. I might go CLS OG Han Nest, because that sounds like fun.
Wow.
Andrew Wallach, question. What's the best speed order for trail lead, Nihilist, Scion, Sith Trooper, Thrawn, and Arena?
I like Scion first to do the AoE dispel, and then Nihilus, and then that's just me.
Yep.
Scion, Nihilus, Thrawn, Traya, and what was the other one?
Scion. Or Sith.
The Trooper, yeah.
Sith Trooper doesn't need anything. Yeah, so Scion, Nihilus, Thrawn, Traya, and then Trooper doesn't need speed, but yeah.
And if you
Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
I was just going to say, if you want to giggle, load your Sith Trooper up with crit damage, crit chance with no speed secondaries. Lots of offense.
I put a crit avoidance arrow with some speed secondary on him, and I mean I gave him a little bit just to keep him taunting. You know what I mean? But the priority, yeah, I mean, you want Scion or Thrawn going first. I like my Thrawn the fastest so he can turn meter swap with whoever. And then you start the AoE Dispel with Scion, do the Drain Force, and it kind of takes its effect after that. I'm still up in the air about, what's better to, have your Nihilist going first and do the Drain cooldown. And then, if you miss the Drain cooldown on their Nihilist, then he's kind of delaying your Nihilist too. So it's a real cause and effect when you're in PvP.
DSP question, can I get a mod review? It's CD primary for a CD set 5 dot with 85 offense, 7 defense, 950 protection, and 11 speed.
What is he asking?
He's asking about a mod that can do Lydia.
What?
Lydia wants to play.
It's a crit damage primary for a crit damage set, 5 dot with 85 offense, 7 defense, 950 protection, and 11 speed.
Yeah, that's a good mod. I don't know what he's asking. It's a good mod. 11 speed with a crit damage set and crit damage primary with some offense. Yeah, that's a pretty good mod.
Mm-hmm.
Thane Kyrell, question, with the Clone Wars coming back next year, do you think it is wise to passively work on Mace capital ship and the rest of the Galactic Republic ships, considering how long it takes to get ship resources?
I mean,
no, I recommend preparing for the Eternal Twins.
No.
So here's the deal, right? Don't convert currency until you need it. Don't work prestige. Don't work anything. Just work it whenever you need it, right? So, I'm going to tell you. So, let me give you an example of what I mean by this. Save currency in the shops and don't convert. Squad Arena. Don't convert it to credits. Don't convert it to prestige unless you need it. What are we talking about whenever we talk about ships, capital ships that need prestige? We found a use for Chimera. Yay! We found a use for Executrix. Yay! We found a use for Home One. Yay!
We found a use for Grande Patron. Yay!
Yay! We have not found a use for the Endurance. So I wouldn't even put prestige on the Endurance. Or if you do, not very much, and just save it. That way, in case a new super cool capital ship comes out, you can convert arena currency into prestige and then level that one up.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was going to go to the next question. You go ahead.
I was just going to say that out of the 4, I would say that the investment is like last with Mace, right? Like I would work on Tarkin and Home One way more than I would work on Mace's ship any day. So
what I'm saying is that by the time you get done with Home One, Executrix, and Chimera.
Oh, okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Would you put it on Endurance or should you save it?
I'd save it, yeah.
If I was a betting man, would I say the next capital ship we get, is it going to be better or worse than Endurance? Better.
So, Grande, maybe
I agree.
This isn't necessarily going against your overall plan. The only thing I would say is I like Endurance better than Chimera right now.
Not me.
I think Home 1 and Endurance are the best ones because I think Home 1 provides the best offense, and you can go with Executrix, but once you have either one of them, I like Endurance because it helps you as a defense team in Territory Wars. I can't find a good use for any of the other ships. You have one team for Arena, which I think Home 1 with the Geos is the best one. I think Chimera is kind of in a lag phase right now where the meta changed and people are still running Chimera because it was good before, and they just haven't had the chance in order to boost up their other capital ships. But I don't see the benefit of Chimera anymore. I think it may actually be the worst capital ship of the 4.
It's the capital ship I love going against.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a Chimera lead every day of the week and twice on Sundays.
Yeah,
It is weak now.
But do you actually see anybody in your top 50 running endurance?
No, I'm not. Well, some people switch to it just for defense. It doesn't do anything on offense. That's why I would say it's the second one to farm after either home one or Executrix. I would pick one.
No way. It's seriously fourth, man. Seriously fourth.
I wouldn't say. I still say Chimera is fourth, but that's just me. And I use Chimera in Arena, and I would say that is fourth.
I reckon a fully maxed reinforced Plo on that squad, and everyone is going to not elect to battle it. Everyone's going to sidestep it.
Maybe you're right. I don't see it yet, but maybe you're right.
I've timed out against. There's TI Team Instinct guy on our shard, and he's very high up in the overall collection scores. And he ran it, and I thought, oh yeah, let's have a go. And I woke up to see it said that it was a draw.
Yeah, see, my whole arena shard's still riddled with Chimera, so yeah, I mean, like, there's the exception of 1 or 2 Executrix and 1 or 2 home ones, but people aren't shifting to the new ship lineups yet still, and that's just my arena shard, so.
Yeah, and that's mine too, and I don't think that's because Chimera is good. I think it's just because people invested so much in Chimera from before that it's easier just to run that because their home one is behind and their Executrix is behind. It's like, okay, let me just run this while I can still get in the top of arena. I'll work on the home one with the Geos, because most people haven't worked on their like Geonosian Spy. Maybe if they're older players, they had their Geonosian Soldier from back in the day when it was actually useful. Sunfac maybe, but they haven't really focused on their Geos. So a lot of the whale arena shards I know have been, or the whale fleets, they've shifted over to Executrix or home one with the Geos. And I mean, Warrior on Jedi Academy talks about it all the time. I mean, that's the competitive squad right now in arena. Chimera kind of has no place except for those that are still running it because of carryover before the change. And that's not to say that it's not effective. I can still beat some of the home one teams. It's not easy, but I can still beat some of them. But I think if I was to recommend to somebody right now, like, what are the ships that I would tell you to work on? First one would be home one over Executrix, and that's because home one can help you get Chimera too. I'm still a fan of unlocking everything. So I would say work on home one first, and then work on Endurance second, because that is a team that can just have you last in Territory Wars. Galactic Republic is just a really good set of ships. Whether Plo Koon is versatile, Umbaran is versatile, Rex's ship is pretty versatile, Clone Sergeant is pretty versatile. So, I mean, it's, I don't know, it varies again, like you were saying, Xylo, from shard to shard. But that's why I'm saying, Grande, I'm running Chimera. I can get rank 1 in my fleet shard, but that's just because there hasn't been a lot of transition. But I can tell just fighting teams, like, Chimera is kind of gimp against the other capital ships.
And another thing to make sense too is that ever since Ship 2.0 hit, not just noting that the capital ships got more prestige investment, but everybody took what they already had accumulated and put it into Chimera because they just assumed it was going to be meta. So you got that lap where people are trying to reaccumulate Omegas and prestige to work on the next thing, and it's taking them more time. So.
Yeah, but that's a lot of that is how everyone in game was led for so many months before they said, you know what, I know we're going this way, let's change and go completely the opposite.
Yeah, that's CG, right?
Yeah, that was painful. Hashtag hate ships. Hashtag not so much now.
Hashtag ships 3.0 ready.
Oh yeah, that's coming in.
Okay, we got a question from Mike Hunt. Question for Ranger: what defense does your guild set and which nodes?
Oh, well, let me just tell you.
All of them.
They put that Cup Ugnet defense up front.
Oh yeah, that's their best wall right there.
Oh, you're
Don't
not
forget
going to
about-
answer it.
Don't forget about our Jedi Consular wall too, as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, mate, I did a Jedi run earlier on today. I went against Night Sisters and timed out against the Acolyte Cheese, but then went against Mother Wampa with Jedis. It was so much fun and intense.
Did you 7-star Bastila?
I might have done.
Ooh. I'll be looking for those videos.
They'll be out tomorrow. Yeah, I did a phase 2.
Sweet.
Grim question. Anyone notice the new ship or shop icon in the main cantina under the guild's NPC?
No.
Pretty sure that's always been there. Pretty much.
Like, is it a locked one, right?
Has it been there the whole time? This is the first time I've noticed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely been there for a while.
Right next to the mod store, right? All the way to the left?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the way to the left.
Yeah,
Just like
that's been there. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I haven't been paying attention.
Waiting for a pretty new feature.
Ships 3.0.
Yes!
Contingent 33 question. What is your squad for the Murder Bear Mythic tier?
I just showed it. I used Emperor Palpatine lead with Thrawn, Vader, Shore Trooper, Death Trooper. I beat it every time.
Ooh, I do one that's kind of different. I did it before I did EP Zeta too on his lead. You can do EP lead, Vader, Death Trooper, Thrawn, and BB-8. It sounds a little weird, yeah, but you can get Illuminated Destiny off like 3 or 4 times through the whole match, and then they have a lot of health and protection too, so you can use Thrawn's turn meter swap to keep them alive, and then Palp's health steal to keep their health full too as well, and you just keep Illuminated Destiny going, and yeah, save up your cooldowns for the last phase.
I received a thank you message earlier on today. I forgot I even uploaded this. Forest Moon Mythic tier droids, HK lead, IG88, Chopper, BB8, IPD.
Does IPD and 88 have their Zetas?
IPD has a Zeta.
That's a nice squad.
And yeah, I was over the moon. I thanked them for thanking me. But yeah, it said that it made it a lot easier. So that's another option. If you've got decent droids, don't forget that they are an option. Everyone goes Empire, but there are loads of droids now.
Mo Chenchi. Question: how do you guys beat Darkside Territory Battles Phase 6 Special Mission?
You gotta have Zetas on IPD. You gotta have Gear 12. That thing is a beast.
Yeah, I did it for the first time the other day, and
I went in there with
not
Gear
what I was
11.
expecting.
I've got to get my Probe Droid higher gear.
Yeah, same.
And I probably need the Zeta on it. I don't know if you do or not, but I went once.
Put a Zeta on him, and it made it way easier.
Yeah, because
I think that's going to be my next Zeta, because it's like I've done Treya and I did all that stuff, and I'm kind of at the point where it's like, but yeah, I think IPD would be good.
I'm gonna tell you, if you really want to beat it, you need to take in certain troopers with you on the team.
Well, I followed the plan. I went in there with
Magma.
Well,
you need snow.
You definitely need snow.
I can't. I end up needing a ton.
I went in there with Short Trooper. It didn't matter.
Yeah, Short Trooper gets run over in that phase, man. He gets
you gotta
run
get him to
over.
12. God, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, he can take the hits, but it's like he won't make it all the way to that last phase.
Snow Trooper, Death Trooper seem to work out pretty well as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I never get a chance to try that because the fact that we need to donate 97 Death Troopers in every platoon.
Yeah.
Mine's always one that's in there.
Sorry.
No, go on.
I was just actually watching Loki's video on it that he put up when it first came out, and he doesn't run Death Trooper in the squad. And if you do have the Zeta on IPD, it makes it like you're walking through it as opposed to like you're pulling hairs every phase. So Once the target locks once they can't gain buffs, it's like you're shutting down the whole team basically.
I mean, all the characters that have come through from the territory battles have all proved useful somewhere, haven't they?
Yeah, and IPD is really good for arena still, or territory wars.
I must admit, I slapped a Zeta on mine.
There was what was it?
I've got a Zeta I need to put on. I still have a Zeta I need to put on, and I haven't done it yet. I don't even know who I want to put it on.
Oh man, I've got 3 Omegas and 1 Zeta mat at the moment.
Ooh, I'll take those. They had the craziest thing though about that phase and that special mission is Han Solo in the last phase. He doesn't counter. So I mean, like once you get to the last phase, it's like take Han Solo out and take the pilot out, and then you're good.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Okay, last question.
No.
What?
How many more questions we got, Stanley?
What did you say?
Stanley.
11.
Oh my. Okay, yeah, this is the last question. You can't get that. Holy balls.
A 10 of them mine.
Oh, I mean, we had a couple more because we were getting through a lot of them. I'm like, wow.
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 Andrew Wallach, question. Loki said he really liked the episode 7 Millennium Falcon as a reinforcement. Has anyone else tried this, and how did it work for you?
Yes, it will be a good reinforcement.
Yeah, it's good.
Go read its abilities. Yes.
The Lando Millennium Falcon is an amazing reinforcement as well.
Amazing.
Especially if you can get his reinforcement ability maxed out, because it's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, this just the only thing I don't like about it is it's not 7 stars. It's so squishy when it comes to ships, right? And I mean, like I was watching Warriors video on it actually when it released, and you know, like the kit is amazing. I love the kit, but until it's farmable, it's like it's a paperweight basically.
Well, it's a one-shot wonder, really. But boy, it'll kill anything pretty much.
Yeah, when it's farmable, I'm going to jump right on that for sure. And the episode 7 one as well, I've seen a couple on defense in my arena shard, and it holds really well too on defense, and it's in ships with like Chimera, so they have no synergy, and it's still hitting like a truck, so it's a good ship.
Well,
Magma.
I got used to the old version of it, where it could dispel its own thrust reversal to deal stupidly insane damage, but now it can't.
Magma.
Yeah, the best perk of it right now is that it counters so much, and there's not a lot of ships that have that kind of ability. So,
just seems that the most iconic ship in the game is kind of unloved by the developers and how it's presented to us.
Well,
because they gave us
it's
the
funny
oldest
how the
version and the newest
it's not
version.
the most iconic though.
Because it's not the original.
Yeah, the most iconic is the original with frickin' OG Han and OG Chewie.
That's right.
And we won't stop until we get it.
All right.
No sleep till Brooklyn.
Okay, that's not Grande. All right. We are done for the day, and who did I say was going to close this out? Saintly?
Me.
All right. Saintly, work your magic.
Okay, like and subscribe if you haven't. And we're going to be having another lunch stream tomorrow at the same time. And we also have the Wednesday night live stream at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That will have the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes news roundup of the week. And if you want to go the extra mile and want to help Ranger buy a pack, we have a Patreon in the description. And we're going to get more tiers on the Patreon page on August 1st.
There you go. And we should be doing a Battlefront 2 stream tonight with me and Van. Hopefully I can bring Smithy along again. That was a lot of fun. So we'll do that. So be cognizant of that fact. But the best way to do it is subscribe, guys. Subscribe and let you know Click that bell. It lets you know notifications of when we're doing certain things, and it's the best way to know about it. If you have questions that we didn't get to, we try to get through as many as we can, but we only try to do this for an hour. We even went over a lot today, but make sure you come to our Discord. It's got over 1,000 people in the community. It's a great place to get a lot of your answers taken care of. So with that being said, thanks for the crew and everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will holler at you later. Peace.
Mecca like a high, Mecca honey, oh!